really serious conversation, and we left off with Queen Jen, and she's going to bring us back in where we left off. And again, we're just wondering about the procedure and the proper way to handle situations when there is a confrontation and the police are called. So Queen Jen.
I just feel like we have to look at the history of the police when dealing with African or black people, African Americans, however you want to say it, Native American people, because this is not new for us. This is not new news for us. I don't feel like there was ever a time where black people were comfortable with the police, because before 1970, police were harassing, killing, beating, hanging, even after that, constantly harassing black people for no reason. We have always been a target for no reason. So whenever we see videos of black people getting killed, that brings us back to that reality. So it's not that, oh, this is new, black people just not complying with the police, No, it's not that we not complying with the police. We don't respect the police. We don't trust the police. We never trusted them because our history with the police has always been brutal, violent. I mean, it's just the things that the police have done to black people is ridiculous. And they know they didn't do that to white people. So if they killing white people in 2016, that's some new shit. It ain't always been like that. But we know for a fact that there are 85% of people that are in prison right now are black people. So we know that it's a conspiracy out against us. So when we see something like that, it ain't just like, yeah, it's a conspiracy. It's always been like, nothing has changed.
That's a complete false narrative.
Nothing has changed.
Let me ask you this.
How is that false?
It's ridiculous.
How is that
Let me
false?
address that. Prime example, the guy in Baton Rouge. Look at all the stuff he had done, and he's walking around a free man. He should have been under a jailhouse, and then he wouldn't be dead.
Okay, so what about the guy in Minnesota?
Here again,
what about
I
the
don't
little boy
comply
that got
with
killed? That got killed.
You want to address that topic too?
I want to talk about all 20,000 people all billions of people that have been killed by the police since 1900.
You want to go? There's a tape. What's his name? The kid and the little boy that got killed.
Tyvon?
Tamir Rice.
Trayvon.
No, what? You talking about with the little boy with the gun or the
Tamir Rice?
I'm talking about Trayvon Martin.
Okay, here again, he wasn't killed by the police. He was not killed by the
He would have
police.
been killed by a white guy, but we're still taking the rap for that shit.
I'm not. This ain't a race thing to me.
Okay, so
what about?
You just said it was from white
So
cops.
what about? I didn't say white. I said the police. Did I ever say white cops?
I thought we did.
I said white people. I said white people getting killed in 2016 is new. So
Yeah, but the guy that killed Tyvon Martin wasn't even a white guy.
Okay,
I'm not speaking about white people. That's what I just told you. I'm talking about police.
I thought you brought that
now,
up because
I know people personally who got killed by the cops for no reason because they were out walking their dog. They got shot in the back. These type of things happen every day.
sure do.
Okay, so you were going to address what's the other little boy's name?
Tamir.
Here again, based on the video and everything I understand, the officers got a call about a kid in a park playing with a gun. Who called in? I have no idea. Officers pull up. I do fault, because I believe that it was a rookie officer that was in the passenger seat. A training officer was driving. I do fault the training officer for pulling up so close.
God,
if I had to do that, you talking about procedure, you back out, you wait for maybe a third unit, and then you slowly converge in and buy yourself some time. When he pulled up that close, he dumped that officer out, and the officer sees a kid with a gun, and apparently he didn't respond, and I don't have time to wait and see if it's a play gun or not. So he shot.
Let me ask you this:
did they go to jail for that?
So on y'all's procedure question for other cops, I'm sorry, but for a procedure, and I hate dogging the cops out, but just like him, last guy that I had to deal with a gun, I parked a quarter mile away, and I had my loud horn on him because, especially if it's a rifle, it'll go through you like a hot knife through butter.
Let me ask you all this.
Close. It was horrible.
In preparing for this topic, I'm doing some research, and I'm seeing videos of officers that are admitting that they are trained to target black males between the ages of 14 and 21 to pull them over. I don't know if it's a quota that they have to meet, but I saw a video of several officers when they are having, these are mostly minority, I think there may have been 2 white officers on there, but, and that's a big maybe, but anyway, they said that they are trained to go to the more vulnerable communities, and their target is African American males between the ages of 14 and 21 years old. And in my mind, what that says to me is that because I have a black child, he is already has a big X on his back. This is who you are trained to look for, and look for problems out of this individual. That is a problem. That is a problem for the black community. Why? Because automatically there's the divide. It is the us and the them. So what do you all know about that kind of, and maybe I don't even know if you will even be willing to even say that that's true or not. But I know what I saw.
Let's put it this way.
And I saw it on the panel.
At this point, I don't work for anybody. So there's nobody that can retaliate against me for saying anything.
Okay.
What you just discussed, I haven't experienced. Never. Not in my 24 years of being a police officer.
And have you ever heard of that?
I've never heard of that.
You said you've never experienced
I've never heard of anyone specifically targeting black males. I haven't. I know I have police friends all over the United States. Now, whether it happens in their department and they just won't tell me, I don't know.
Does it sound far-fetched to you?
It really does.
What about you, Corey?
I mean, I would call into question these guys who said this, their ethics and what their goals are, or what their...
They can't just be being honest?
Maybe they are, and maybe their departments are. I can only go off of what I do, and I know you guys don't want to hear that, but I've always been in a professional atmosphere, though, too. You know, I would never work for a place, or I would never even be in a situation where somebody would be like, all right, guys, I want you to go out there and get 25 tickets for every Negro you see tonight. I mean, everybody in the whole department would just be like, what? Can we cuss on here? Everybody, I'm sorry, too late to ask now, but everybody would be like, what the F just happened? You know, maybe back in the 70s, that shit went around. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure I was still playing with Legos and stuff back then, so I don't know. But I can tell you from 2000 to 2016, I've never seen that. I've never heard that. There's no such thing.
Does that sound far-fetched to you?
In today's society, I think if somebody said that, that would be a death wish to their career. I think it would be extremely far-fetched for them to say that. Yeah, I think it'd be crazy.
You can't even have a supervisor tell you to
wait, hold on, Jed.
You can't even have a supervisor tell you to go write a certain amount of tickets.
No.
Not in Texas.
The FBI monitors all that. They monitor every time I write a ticket, I have to write down what the ethnicity was, because they're monitoring that, so they can catch me if I'm doing too many black guys or too many Mexicans. So I have to literally write that down.
Your video, if I were to stop a car, say for example I stop a white male, and I write a citation, and they edit. I mean, I'm sorry, they go back and audit this. There's a system of checks and balances. If my video shows a white male driving that car, and I issue a citation and enter the code wrong and put in a black male, I have problems.
Big problems.
Solar, what did you have to say?
I'm still kind of stuck on the media and the police, because I'm thinking America right now is racially charged, period. You have black people, saying Black Lives Matter, and they are actively, protesting, because what we see in the media is our black men getting killed. And then you have white people, out there, I'm just talking about citizens, like, oh, y'all, all lives matter, and there's some racial undertones there on both sides. So my thing is the media is projecting, this imagery to us to get for sales or for money or whatever it is. They're making your guys' jobs harder.
They are.
And it's getting more dangerous. So, but where is there has to be somebody has to say, okay, because we need the police officers. I don't know, white or black, but we need we need law enforcement. You know what I mean? Because some people act crazy, and I'm telling you, if somebody run up in my house, I'm gonna call the police. That's just how it goes. But at the same time, we also need to we need to feel like we can trust you guys. You know.
Here's a question I have to y'all, real quick. Okay, is do you have a plan other than walking down the street to fix things? I don't mind the protests. I mean, I fought for my country and police. I'm here to protect you so you can have your First Amendment right. Go for it. But do you have a plan to make something different? I mean, like you look on the Black Lives Matter website, their suggestion for policing is to cut funding. That's asinine. You need more money. You might not want it, but you need more cops in the ghetto. Not less of these suckers. All right, here's another thing. What's your plan on getting more African Americans to join the police force? You know, after the police chief in Dallas got on the TV and said, you know what, here's my solution, come fill out an application. Do you know how many African Americans are in Dallas and went that day to fill out apps? Under 20.
But there's also a lot of African Americans.
What is it? Was he supposed to be a recruiter because he's got on the mic and said,
I'm just saying, what's the plan?
But
you know,
still,
my suggestion would be if you're
the
so.
The plan is for the police officers to get better training and learn how to
I concur 100%.
With the public, because obviously it ain't just black people getting killed, like you said. It's people are getting killed by the same people who took an oath to protect them, and the first thing that they want to do is shoot. How long is y'all's training? Do y'all have a degree?
I do, yes. But unfortunately, like my colleague said, it's getting more and more and more. But Arlington, for like the last 15, 20 years, was the only establishment that required a bachelor's degree. I think Dallas now, basically, if you have a pulse and you can actually, I think if you have like 24 credit hours at a higher education, you can work.
And then at the same time,
I don't know.
At the same
but
time,
that doesn't
the
matter.
police have to go in the communities and be a part of the community. You can't go in the community and harass people and think that they're going to accept you.
Right.
They don't trust you. You have to gain their trust. So if you want to be able to just roll up on somebody that you see that robbed a bank or something like that, like where is the actual human being behind the person wearing a badge? So if you can't communicate with them, if you don't have, like, I've seen police officers playing basketball with the kids in the community, things like that's the kind of things that we need. We don't need somebody thinking that, you need to comply with what I say. No, it's not going to happen like that.
On the other side of that, we got lives as well. And by the time I do 4 shifts that are 18 hours apiece in a row, I want to go home and I want to take care of mine. I want to take care of my son.
But that's
and
the
my
part of
wife.
your job, though.
I understand, but my job doesn't mean that I have to help you raise your kids.
It's not.
And I got to go shoot hoops and all that stuff. It's easier said than done. When's the last time you went to a grocery store in uniform and a woman whose kid's acting a little badass and goes, I'm going to get that cop to get you? Don't tell that kid that. You're going to grow up hating me. I'm not his daddy. You take care of your kid. When's the last time that happened? Happens every time I'm in town somewhere. Every time.
It happens.
Okay.
It definitely.
Okay.
Let me be a cop. Don't make me raise your kids. Don't make me go out there and do all this other stuff.
And don't make your kids fearful of me.
Exactly. That's one thing. But to be to get to know the community that you work in is not raising somebody's kids. That's doing your job.
Okay.
I have no problem with learning the community.
Hold on. Let's just kind of take a little breather right here.
Yeah, I'm just outside looking in. I just wanted to jump in here. I'm listening to what y'all talking about, but something just seems like it ain't giving in. Is like they have a job, but the job is on our job. You have bad apples, and the bad apples seem like to me is just like my vision always been what go on in the police station. How do a black police officer and a white police officer, what do they talk about? Why ain't never been a shooting in the police officer? Why all the gun, nobody never went? That always went in my mind. What their conversation is, they changing shift or they bump into each other. That's always been my perception. But the thing is,
I'd be disappointed to know what they say.
No. This is my thing though. And what gets me is this: you have bad employees that a company would get rid of if he or she ain't doing their job. But these employees have a badge and a gun, which is hard to get rid of.
That's not true.
Not
No,
true.
no, hold on. It's hard to get rid of because it's a code that you all have that only internal.
brotherhood.
No, only internal affairs know what it is. We never see the print. No, we never see the print when somebody gets fired. We never see the thing. Okay, he or she are gone. Am I right? It's internal. It stays internal, right?
Right.
Well,
So
the internal investigation is an internal investigating. I mean, that's one thing, but it's complete public record what happens to the individual.
It's public
Sometimes it's
record. Once he or
publicized,
she-
sometimes it's not.
Once he or she and move to another city, to move to another country, that's when it's public record. It's never right away.
No, it's public
Let
record.
me-
The
It's
media's
public
done.
record from the
But
get-go.
this is
man.
my last comment though. I just can't understand why the Green Bay Packers game, a Maverick game, a Cowboy game, is two people all the way together. That's the sports fan or the music fan. But when it comes to people, I can understand where the fans go. You ain't a fan no more. And it just bugs me. Y'all sit side by side, you got Cowboy jerseys on. But once the jerseys come off, you go back. Once the music start playing dancing, you go back. And I just can never understand that because I don't get into this. I just don't get into it because you can cheer for the Cowboy, cheer for Green Bay. More Hispanic Cowboy fan than anybody, they the most targeted. It's more Maverick fan, LeBron fan, they the most targeted. But that's my point. Music and athletes, they supposed to be close, but when it comes to police and it's like.
Well, but the
It
thing
go- it
is,
go out the window.
you can go to
And-
the Mavericks game and nobody
No,
tells
no,
you what you
no,
got to
this-
do. When I'm in a uniform and you do wrong, I got to tell you no. And a lot of people don't like being told no.
No, this is my point. Well, what high school you go to?
Waxahachie High School.
You had black friends, didn't you?
Yes.
But why does when you go to high school, you have football, you play football with those people in Wasatch. You hung out that little street down on 287, y'all hung out. Why when you become an officer, that go away?
They
And
don't.
this
They-
is,
but
but
see,
wait,
that's a
let me bring
that's a
the
misconception.
No,
Let me
it
bring
may
the
be.
hold on.
It may be.
Josh,
But
hold on,
I
hold
don't
on.
see it once you go become an officer. It's like your whole demeanor changed. Well, I can't be friends with him. He was my friend in high school. I gotta be a police all the time. Or I can't hang out with him. I can't say what's up. I gotta be an officer all the time.
Let me bring it back in because I hear what you're saying,
Uh-huh.
and this is really what she was saying. Georgetta saying about as far as being a part of the community. It's almost as if we put the badge on. I don't know if you all do the divide as well because that's what we see. It's a us and them. So if you all, I don't know, were trained more to say, wait a minute, we will be received better in the community if we live and be a part of the community. So your response when she's saying, what's wrong with seeing you playing ball outside with the children sometimes? Well, maybe if they had that feeling of officers back in the day when they used to walk the streets. What do y'all call it? The beat or whatever? Patrol. Okay, cool. Patrol. That sounds a little more simple than what I was thinking. But anyway, if back in the day when y'all were seen, officers were seen in the community, maybe there was a different perception of who you are or who you were supposed to be. But now, if the only time we see you in the community is when there is a problem, nobody wants to see you.
Right.
Nobody wants to see you because you don't represent friendly, you represent foe. You represent opposite of, you're not trying to build a relationship with these people. I'm just coming when it's time to get you in order.
Right.
And that's what it appears.
It does.
That's how it
But our
appears.
primary job is to maintain order.
Yeah.
No, the
Right,
primary
wait a
job
minute.
is to protect and serve.
They do that well.
But that's part of maintaining order.
They do that well.
And let me
If
tell you a
don't
little bit about
maintain
me.
order, how on earth can you sufficiently
Right.
But listen,
But how do you serve
but
it?
deal with that specific, what I just
You
said.
got a great point, and the only thing I can say is going to make me look bad. I went to college. I almost made the NFL. I wasn't good enough, so I played college ball, and 99% of my buddies are black because the whole team was
I
almost
love
black.
it.
So we're going to Vegas here in about a month, and so I'll update you on that. But to make a long story short,
What goes on in Vegas, people?
I hope so. Trust me, my wife will be calling. But the thing is this, and I know it's gonna make me sound bad, but I can drive up Bonneview right now in my K9 unit, because I'm a K9, and everybody knows Officer
Oh, we
Crane.
love that.
They know Officer
love it.
Crane, and it's not a bad thing.
That's a good thing.
But they'll never see me in civilian clothes, because that place is a shithole. I would never go out there and just hang out.
No.
Sorry. Just
No.
telling you the truth.
Because you have to protect yourself.
I'm just being honest. That nobody up there is going to invite me over to a barbecue. and nobody's going to invite me over to watch UFC or
How do
play
you know that?
PlayStation because I'm smart and I know what goes on there and I know what happens to the guys that try that crap. All right, and so I'm not going to get caught up in that. I've worked my butt off to be able to live in a nice community where I can try to keep myself from all the bad things that happen. Still, bad stuff happens where I live, you know, but per capita, it's safe. Why do I want to bring myself back out there on my day off and risk all this career and risk everything I got for one mistake? It's not. It's dumb.
See, my point is that I'm 60 years old and we was raised to be scared of y'all. My dad told us keep both hands on the car. Do this, do that. We all had a fear clap. You pass us, we shake. Take your hat off when you ride. You can't be 4D.
Ain't like that no more.
Yeah, you can't. So now, if you can't ride 4D, okay, you can't hear your music loud. But now this generation never had that. So that's how I'm brought. But now I'm not afraid no more because I understand that it's a job. See, I used to thought it was a fear.
That's what I'm telling you.
It's a job.
It's
No,
just
it's
the
a
two
job.
words: compliance and defiance. It's either one of those. That's all there is to it.
And the reason
Wait,
That's
hold
all
on.
there is to it.
Hold on. Rod, you were going to say something earlier.
You were talking about being in the community, and I'll give you a good example. In the last year and a half, I have taken my trailer smoker over to Dunbar High School and cooked for the football team, basketball team, baseball team, all kind of stuff. Off duty on my own time, out of my own pocket with a buddy of mine. Okay? But when I put that uniform on, I jump in my Arlington police car, and from the minute I hit in service, I'm running call to call to call.
Non-stop.
Sometimes I don't even have time to eat lunch. So how can you possibly expect me to stop what I'm doing, put all those 911 calls on hold when people really need me, and then go play basketball?
You don't even. I'm just
using that as an example. Right.
I'm saying you can speak to people. You can. How you doing? Get to. What's your name? Have a conversation.
Right. And I
you
do that.
That's
We
just
do
like
that every
that's
day,
just like
every day.
one time when I got pulled. I got stopped by the cops, and I asked them, why are you searching my car? The guy walked right past me, ignored me, and I said, excuse me, I asked you a question, and then one of the other guys said, oh, she's pissed off because you searching her car. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to let him have that, whatever he got to say. That was extra to me. And only one officer decided to answer my question and talk to me like a human being. We had a conversation. He was like, well, ma'am, this is the thing. This is why we had to search your car. This is the law. This is why it's going down. And I said, okay, so we're having a conversation. Me, him, and my boyfriend are having a conversation. And because we actually started to have a dialogue, the threat from them fell and the threat from us fell, and it was like, oh well, yeah, y'all good, y'all can go. Even though we already knew what we was doing, we knew we really wasn't legit like that, but because the barriers were broken, but it was almost as if I don't have to answer to you. You see what I'm saying?
I don't have to.
I don't have to. Who
respect
are
you.
you're not? Yeah, you're a civilian. You're this. Instead of looking at me as I'm just like you, I'm a human being, and that's what we getting. That's what we talking about.
That's
because
the divide.
a lot of the times, especially with black men, black people, period, people look at them as second class, as less than. This is already a stereotype. It's already a profile. So when the interaction happens, it's not a respect.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's just like what's her name, Sandra Bland. Whatever happened with her, it was a level of respect that wasn't there.
Right.
So she was already put off by this person. He was already stopping her for no reason. And so that's to me is the issue with the police. And I know because I be around police all day. Like literally, my job, I'm surrounded by police officers. I talk to them all the time. And that's the attitude that has to change. You have to address people. I know you're supposed to be upholding the law. I know you want people to comply and do what you say do, because that's pretty much if you're wrong. But if I haven't done anything to you and I haven't affected you in any type of way, and you're only can make assumptions, you have to deal with that person as a human being to keep down the friction. When you automatically come with your pride and your badge and your gun, thinking that you could just oppose things on people, yeah, they automatically gonna feel some type of way.
Okay, G, what you got? You the only brother on our show that is not an officer right now. What you got for this topic?
You acting like I haven't spoken, first of all.
Well, okay, I need to hear something.
Secondly, my only question has been, why is it that it appears that when white cops are dealing with black suspects or have encounters with black people in general, or these confrontations, why does it seem like the white cops always take the most degree of the extreme measure? And we've never, you say it may exist, but we never see. I'm sure it happens sometime, but you don't see
Often.
daily white people being gunned down by officers. You just don't see it. And I've seen white guys point guns at cops, and they're trying to talk him out of it. And hey, put it down. You got a family, and so we don't see where. And when it comes to blacks, most blacks don't even get to that point where they can pull a gun on an officer. It's like, okay, I'm suspect. I think my life is threatened. I'm shooting. That's what it appears to be, because we don't see the evidence where it happens to white people. And you say they're killed more, but we don't see it. We don't see the evidence that a white person is not complying and they're getting gunned down, or they have complied and they got gunned down. It just doesn't happen that way.
And then
If
they do guns
days ago in South Dallas. I mean, it's one of those deals, man. It's again.
But
I think
somebody we should see it somewhere, right?
It was on TV. I saw it, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's because being a cop, I just instantly see it, like, peripheral vision or something. I can see it over there. I'm just like, oh, baby, don't turn the channel, because it was in Kaufman County. That was my old stomping ground. They just killed a guy. He was a white guy. He had a weapon. And so, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean,
he had a weapon.
Had a weapon, or did he try to?
Or was he?
I think he stabbed his girlfriend. I think he stabbed his girlfriend and stuff. And so before they got there, folks, take a chill pill.
Still, that's
the whole reason.
Hold on. Let me just insert this. Hold on.
Time out. You're missing it. If I step outside this door,
selling CDs, stab your girlfriend. Okay.
Again. A gentleman with a gun is what the 911 call was. Okay?
He wasn't waving it around.
He didn't
kill anybody.
Okay, let me ask a question. Is he less of a threat because he's not waving it around?
I think so.
If you walk up and he has it in his pocket, can he still shoot you?
Yes.
That's not the point. Can you afford to take that chance?
Did he shoot anybody yet?
But can you afford so is the officer supposed to wait for him to shoot him and then do something?
And you have to approach him in a.
They're supposed to approach him as
how many people have guns on them? First of all,
I don't know. Look at how many instances where whites are just walking around with guns, and they never even get questioned. Do you have a permit for that? It's always a whole different.
They don't look bad.
It's
like, oh God, you got a gun.
All the guys that had AR-15 strapped on their back at the Black Lives Movement in downtown Dallas.
Yes, that was a controlled environment.
And I'm pretty sure somebody was watching them the whole time.
Of course, if you don't think you watch anybody with a rifle like that.
Yeah, but they don't get shot.
Arlington, he'll tell you. Arlington used to be Arlington used to be the poster child for those open carry guys. After they got their asses handed to them in lawsuits, the chief started telling them, "You better educate."
They're walking in a Black Lives Matter march. So yes, they are demonstrating their rights. That is totally different than getting a call that somebody has a gun. When you see them, their gun is not drawn. Their gun is in their pocket.
Absolutely.
So you just try to compare that. It's not the same.
No,
was he ever asked if he had a gun on him?
No, they told him to get on the ground.
Again, guys, this is what I'm trying to tell you. I don't know what.
Hold on, we can't have. Wait, hold on. Hold on, Crane. Hold on. We can't have so many